Let's cross to London, where correspondent Robin Dwyer is standing by. Robin, the British Supreme Court has ruled that Boris Johnson acted unlawfully when he suspended Parliament. The ruling may further complicate his plan to lead Britain out of the EU next month. The pound and euro surged after news broke. What happens now?
Well, that is the key question. The ruling that the Prime Minister has acted unlawfully in shutting down Parliament couldn't be worse for the government, and the decision was unanimous, which gives it the greatest legitimacy. The pound shot up against both the dollar and the euro as the news broke, traders betting that a no-deal Brexit is now less likely. Chris Graham, who is senior economist at Standard Chartered Bank in London, says this is a win for the pro-Remain side and suggests it will be harder for the government to push a no-deal Brexit before the end of October. Now, the political implications of the ruling are profound. The fact that the suspension in legal terms never actually happened means that lawmakers will return to Parliament. The Speaker of the House has ordered them back on Wednesday at 11:30, and he's giving them the opportunity to seize control of the agenda. The Prime Minister is under huge pressure now, and calls will grow louder for him to resign. He's in New York at the moment, but will return to London later today. Quite what he plans to do now is unclear, but he says he won't resign, and he did say to reporters that in his view the court ruling was not right and that he's determined the UK will leave at the end of October. This ruling has implications that will ripple through the British political system for years.
Of course. And there's something else going on in the travel industry that may have complicated consequences for years. The travel sector is making solid gains a day after the collapse of British travel giant Thomas Cook, with rival airlines and travel operators rushing to pick up the lost business. So which stocks are making the most gains with the sector, and how much capacity has been lost with the demise of Thomas Cook?
Well, indeed, former rivals piling in to take on what Thomas Cook has left behind does feel a bit like vultures feeding on the carcass, but business is, as they say, business. It's been a fact for quite some time now that there's far too much capacity in the European travel market, and that's why in the last couple of years we've seen multiple airline failures. They include Air Berlin, Monarch and Flybe. Today, Slovenia's de facto national carrier Adria went bust and stopped flying. So, Thomas Cook's main rival in this market is TUI, and as you can see, its shares are benefiting from the travel firm's demise. Airlines too are making gains. EasyJet is up for a second day, as it's Europe's biggest full-service airline and Germany's flag carrier Lufthansa. Many of them have raised fares, good for the customers, not so great for travellers though. But it's not all good news for travel firms. For Thomas Cook's biggest shareholder, Fosun, which has an 18% stake, it's left nursing a £450 million headache.
Definitely. What an investment. Hope they don't regret too much about it. Thank you so much, Robin Dwyer, for us in London.